All right, guys, we're back from the expo. Swung by Walmart one more time. Had to pick up a few more items. So obviously we've got a little bit of a daunting task ahead of us, getting all this prepped, portioned out, ready to go for these guys. So I've got several competitors in the competition. I'm going to be doing the meals, the hydration for each of them, hence a lot of stuff. But again, these guys are 350 up to 400 pounds. It's a 2-day event. 4 events in each day for a total of 8, and they're all heavy, physically taxing, physically demanding events. So at their size, with the amount of just physical exertion that they're going to be putting into each of these events, they really do have to stay fueled. So, I mean, pushing calories, pushing carbs, pushing electrolytes and fluids, and that's going to be huge, is going to be just a crucial component of the weekend for these guys. And it's going to be a separating variable, which is why I'm glad that nutrition has become more involved in the culture of the sport as things have advanced. So kind of going over what we're looking at here. So I'm going to be preparing a few different types of meals for the guys, kind of our more substantial, hearty, savory meals, and then more of our kind of quick digesting between events, get food in quick, digest quickly type of meals. So starting with hydration, actually, that's probably going to be arguably even a more important component than the food and the calories themselves. So I'm big on coconut water. You guys probably hear me talk about it a lot. I love coconut water because 1, it's just a naturally occurring carbohydrate source, but 2, loaded with potassium. So electrolyte intake is going to be huge for these guys. It's not enough to just get fluids. We have to match that fluid intake with a ton of electrolyte intake. And again, at their size, with the amount that they are exerting themselves, they are going to be burning through electrolytes and fluids at a rapid rate. So we've got gallon jugs for each of them. And within those gallon jugs, I'm going to be loading them up with electrolyte packets. Okay, we don't want to just consume plain fluid or plain water, that is. We'll also be utilizing the coconut water, tons of potassium, additional carbohydrates. We'll push the coconut water between events. We'll kind of front load the water with all the sodium packets on the front end and on the back end, and kind of do it on an as needed basis, depending on how much they're sweating, the state that each individual guy is going to be in. So I'm going to be monitoring each and every one of them, and just evaluating them between events. Some guys may need more fluids, more electrolytes than others, and that's just something I have to stay on top of during game day. But then as far as the food goes, so again, the more substantial hearty meals, we've got the lean beef patties, we've got white rice, we've got mashed sweet potatoes. So I'm going to construct a couple meals for each of these guys for each day, consisting of these items. And these are things they'll eat before the competition, not during. Now, once we get into the competition itself, we don't want to be pushing, beef and rice and them, things that they have to sit down, chew, digest slowly. Okay, so that's where carbohydrate sources like cream of rice come in. A powdered white rice, we mix it with water, it makes kind of a pudding texture. And within their cream of rice bowls, I'm going to mix in honey, fast digesting, easy carbohydrate. A little trick of the trade, canned pie filling. This is literally apple pie filling straight out of the can, which I'm going to put into those cream of rice bowls with the honey. So it's a very dense carbohydrate source. It's easy to eat, sits light on the stomach, and it just tastes really good, which is important when you're pushing yourselves between events. You're kind of nauseous. You want to eat something that's a little bit sweeter and tastes good. It's enjoyable. It's lighter on the stomach. We'll also be utilizing some bagels with some jelly, some honey. I'll use a little bit of almond butter just to kind of slow down the absorption of some of this stuff a little bit. If we push just a bunch of fast-acting carbs, the body's going to vaporize through that. Put a little bit of a fat source in there that kind of slows down, kind of evens out the way that those carbs and those sugars enter the bloodstream. Another carb that I'll be putting into those cream of rice bowls is just going to be a cereal. So nothing fancy there, but making those bowls, cream of rice, honey, canned pie filling, cereal. We'll have some bagels with the jelly and the almond butter, which we'll utilize as well. And then some Go Rice Krispie treats. And these will kind of be used on an as needed basis between events. Guys, blood sugar's getting a little bit low. They just need a quick pick me up, but we don't have, time to get a full meal in. We'll hit them with a quick Rice Krispie treat. So anyway, I'm going to prep the Tupperwares of beef, rice, potatoes. Then I'm going to make the bowls of the cream of rice, the cereal, the canned pie filling, the honey, get some bagels put together, get the electrolytes mixed up in the gallon jugs, and we'll be ready to rock. All right, so some examples of the bowls I have prepped for these guys. So pre-competition, we're going to go with the lean beef, white rice, and sweet potatoes. I like that mixed carbohydrate sources. The white rice digests quickly. The sweet potatoes digest a little bit slower, so we'll keep the blood sugar nice and even throughout the morning. They'll get 2 of these bowls pre-competition. Once the competition starts, we've got the cream of rice, the canned pie filling, the cereal, the honey, strawberries, which we'll eat intra. These are about 200 to 250 grams of carbs each. And then we'll also go with a bowl. We've got there bagel with honey and jelly, some cereal, and some frozen pineapple. So they will each be consuming a few of these throughout the day tomorrow. All right, so getting rolling here. Again, it's a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday morning, I'll drive over to the Athlete Hotel with a big cooler. I'll drop off those beef, rice, sweet potato meals for the guys to take up to their room. They'll get 2 of them in before the competition starts. Now, depending on what time they wake up, if they wake up, 7, 8 a.m., what I'll have them do is get up, go down to the hotel, continental buffet breakfast area, and get some carbs in you, whether that's, bagel, oatmeal, potatoes, fruit, a little bit of protein. We don't need a ton of protein. We don't necessarily want a ton of protein on a day like this. We're not building muscle right now, okay? It's competition weekend. We just need fuel. We want a little bit of fat. We want a little bit of protein just to even out digestion, but we don't want to go big on it. So we're not going to load up on bacon and sausage and eggs and things like that. I'll have them, get a little bit of a protein, maybe some Greek yogurt, maybe a little bit of eggs, a little bit of bacon, but for the most part, going on the easy digesting carbs for that breakfast. Now, again, I'll get to the hotel. I'll drop off those 2 beef, rice, sweet potato meals, and I'll have them eat one of them around 10 a.m. and then the second one around 1 p.m., which is going to be 2 hours before the competition starts. That's plenty enough time to be fully digested. It's not going to be sitting on the stomach by the time that they get there. Now, once the competition gets rolling, again, we've got this cream of rice bowls, we've got the bagel, the pineapple, the jelly, the almond butter, we've got the Rice Krispie treats on hand. And then at that point, it's just a matter of be a coach, right? I've got to be observant of these guys. There can't be some set, at this time you're eating this, at this time you're eating that. We don't know exactly how the competition is going to flow. We don't know exactly the timing of events and when things are going to finish and how long we're going to have between certain events. And okay, if a guy just exerts himself like crazy on a certain event, he might be totally nauseous and unable to eat, the full cream of rice bowl coming off of that event. So it's my job to be a coach, be observant, be adaptive. Hey, we might have to be in a situation where a guy can only handle liquids, or a guy just threw up, so we've got to, really kind of refuel him. So just being observant of each and every one of my guys, checking in with them periodically, making sure that they're getting the nutrients in, right? That's something I've got to do, is got to remind these guys like, hey, we need the fuel. Even if you don't necessarily feel hungry, which your adrenaline's going, you're locked in the competition, you're focused on the next event, we do need to get some fuel in. We do need to push the hydration. So that's something that being on site with them for is something that gives them an advantage, because I can be there, bringing them the fluids, bringing them the food, reminding them, just kind of holding them accountable on that. But again, like I said, just paying attention to them, hearing what they're telling me, and just being adaptive. That's why we bring the easy snacks like the Rice Krispie treats. I'll have some banana, some sourdough bread, and some honey on hand. If a guy's just feeling like pretty nauseous, something we can make that's just going to be a little bit easier to eat. We take a slice of sourdough, we chop up a banana on it, put a drizzle of honey over it, have them eat that. Okay, just getting some sugar, some carbs, getting the blood sugar back up. Okay, a lot of times they'll come off of an event and they're just really kind of shaky and lightheaded, so we do want to get something in them, but that's probably not a scenario where we can push a big bowl of carbs on them. We try to find those pockets of time where it's like, okay, we probably have a solid 25, 30 minutes before you're going to be active again. Okay, let's take that opportunity to get one of the, get the full cream of rice bowl in, or get the full bagel and fruit and cereal in. just keeping them fueled up and loaded. Now, all in all, across the day, they'll each get in over 1,000 grams of carbs, and they'll get in over 2 gallons of fluid. So they're going to be loaded up, fueled, hydrated. I'm excited to be a part of this thing. I'm honored to be a part of these guys' teams. So anyway, I'm going to be putting up a vlog of this entire trip, which you guys will be seeing soon. I'll be doing from the traveling in, the shopping, the prepping, the expo hall, backstage at the arena, competition itself, interviewing different athletes. So stay tuned for that full vlog of the Strongest Man on Earth weekend trip coming soon. And guys, if you want to hear more from the strongman competitors themselves, I've had several of them on my podcast, the Hammer and Chisel Performance Podcast. You can find all those episodes here on the YouTube channel or on Spotify. If you scroll back, you'll find the episodes I did with Lucas Hatton, Trey Mitchell, Bryce Johnson, Wes Strawinski, Josh Spurgeon, and then I've got several big names about to come on the show. Those episodes are coming soon. We're going to have on Evan Singleton, Martins Lises, Nick Best, Travis Ortmeyer, Jerry Pritchett. So stay tuned for some great episodes coming. And guys, just in general, appreciate the support you've been giving the channel. It means a lot to me. It's just getting me more and more motivated to try to bring better and better content and information for you guys. So if you're finding value in this, do me a favor, like, subscribe, help me keep growing this thing. If you're new here, I know I've been covering a lot of strongman here lately, and that's because it's, the Strongest Man on Earth weekend. But this channel is all about bringing just a well-rounded perspective to nutrition and training related information. So I've got my podcast here where I try to bring on perspectives from all over the fitness industry: strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, NFL football, sports performance, endurance athletes, everything training, nutrition, performance related. And then as far as the other sorts of content I'm putting out here, nutrition philosophy, information, tips and tricks, whether it's fat loss or muscle gain or nutrition for performance, pre-workout, intra-workout, meal timing, cheat meals, travel tips, things like that. You can scroll through, find a bunch of the videos I put up, and then I've got a ton of content coming to you guys soon. So again, guys, appreciate the support. Stay tuned for more here on YouTube, more on the podcast, and you can find me on Instagram. And then if you want to work with me directly or utilize some of my programming, check out my website, hammerchiselperformance.com. There's no and in it, just hammerchiselperformance.com. But you can find my coaching services, my training programs, my ebook, and some additional resources. So again, appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next video.